How's it going, YouTube? It's actually kind of chilly out right now. The last hour or so, I've really been wishing I had brought my hoodie with me. 10:36 p.m. right now. Still Thursday, November 30th, 2023. So I actually worked the whole night with Steve, and it was pretty good. I guess before I got in, he had a talk with Rob, and I'm not sure what all was covered in that, but yeah, for the most part, it was all good. There were a couple of times where I just really wasn't sure where he went, and I just trekked off by myself. I can do this job without him, so both times he managed to catch up with me. After I did that to him a couple of times, he seemed to get the message that in order to fully know where I went, he needed to follow me. I mean, that was one of the big issues that I had with Emmanuel, the Frenchman that used to work here. But I don't know, I just don't feel like I could tell Steve, hey, you gotta follow me, you know? So, but I have no problem when he's not where I'm supposed to go, or, you know, he's not where I arrive and I don't see him. I have no problem just moving on to my next task till he's gone. The main thing that was different is he definitely got the memo that he needs to be working on cars in the gatekeeper instead of just driving past him. In fact, sometimes when there just wasn't enough cars in the gatekeepers or weren't stopping and sorting them out, he'd be like, hey, shouldn't we get that? Shouldn't we get that? And I'm like, nah, that's fine. So that was a nice change of pace. And he also was following my directions, you know, when I told him to head up to the gold office. So anyway, all in all, a really great day. There was one point where Davey, and the really hot chick that I'm always mentioning that works in the MLS office, whom I'm always saying, I can't remember her name. It's Davey. I feel like I mentioned that yesterday. And no wonder that's not sticking in my head, because, yeah, that's just not a name that clicks with me with a hot chick. I hear Davey and I'm thinking like a man that's at least Gen X, possibly older. It's not a good place to park. Speaking of names that just don't sound right for what they are, that reminds me of the first time I ever had a threesome. And now I can't remember I can't remember their names. Oh, it's okay. I ruined that, didn't I? Yeah. The first time I ever had a threesome was with Sam and Tony. That Sam is in short for Samantha and Tony with an I. Just wanted to clarify. They were women, okay? Thank you. So, anyway, Davey, that's her name. I don't think I'm gonna forget it at this point. Yeah, she, at some point, I guess she saw Chris. I was not in the car. She saw, I guess, Chris and Steve as he was driving. I mean, generally speaking, having Steve drive the Shag because Steve doesn't walk too good. That is what it is. Oh, Chris is the new young kid that's working there in maintenance with the beanie that he wears the black Tim Pool style beanie. Now, I'm not sure if it was just him and Steve, or it was him and Steve and Keontae in the Shag. I know I wasn't in it. I was driving something somewhere else. But when I next saw them, Steve said that somebody said that we were to work on up downs, regular up downs, and And then Keontae started laughing and said her name's Davy, which of course had me laughing. I didn't get that direction, but that's fine. But at one point, Chris and I grabbed gas dirties that were being just regular uptowns. And Keontae's like, yeah, I'm gonna grab this Tesla. And then he told Steve, hey, I'm grabbing the Tesla, so remember you gotta pick me up too. I'm over on the left side by the break room. Steve sometimes still doesn't remember where things go. I guess he followed Keontae and he got Keontae, but he never picked up me and Chris. Chris is kind of walking in circles looking for him, and I'm kind of following Chris. And at that point, I'm like, yeah, Steve is lost. That happens. And I just kind of directed him. Like, he's a new guy. He's still got a trainee vest on, so I don't feel. I feel like I'm right to kind of be giving him directions. I just pointed out another clean, like, large SUV that was going up, and I said, let's just take these up the flip ramp. And of course, he's got this blank look on his face because he's always working day shift and never working by himself. He's pretty much usually either rolling with Andre or rolling with Collie. And they're driving the Shag and he's just getting out of the cars. So, yeah, no idea what the flip ramp is. So I said, well, just follow me, I'll show you. And he actually rolled with me for a while without a Shag, which I think was just a whole, like, it seemed to, I'm not sure if he liked it or hated it, to be honest. But he seemed okay with it, and I'm just kind of explaining some of the other stuff. It's just, yeah, I'll roll this at night. This is how I do it at night. But yeah, we'll find Steve when we find Steve. And anyway, that went on for a while. And we did eventually connect up with Steve, and I think he took a break or whatever, but not a problem. It was actually kind of cool. Kind of cool rolling with Chris, and all in all, it was a really good day. I don't understand why this guy is going 45 miles per hour, not in the right lane. Like, how high are you, dude? I hate to be the asshole that's passing on the right, but wow, yeah, I was going about 57 and a 65. I just like passed that guy like this, and still too. I don't like to have to look over to the side of my speedometer. I like to just flow with traffic. When those two people were not flowing, I would say they were constipated. By the way, don't know if I mentioned it today, but I did finally remember to top off my gas tank. After I left the Peer Support Center, Brent, I didn't shoot clogged in because my phone was nearly dead, so I had it on the charger, and I had a lot on my mind, so talking didn't seem like a good idea anyway. Yeah, popped home, got Keontae a micro USB cable. He picked up some kind of a vape pen, and it's rechargeable, but it uses micro USB, and he was totally shocked when he realized that, because he doesn't have one anymore. Like a lot of people, doesn't have one of those cords anymore. Most everybody is switched, unless they're using iPhones that aren't brand new iPhones and are using Lightning. Most everybody else is using Android and other miscellaneous devices are using USB-C cables at this point in time. So yeah, yesterday it asked me about that. I'm like, oh yeah, dude, I got a perfect adapter for that. I brought out the nifty little triple ender that has micro USB, USB-C, and Lightning. And that worked out really good because I've got it on a USB-A extension cord. But yeah, he just plugged that in the car, and then he was able to charge both of his vape pens, one that uses USB-C and then the one that uses micro USB. And I told him, it's like, yeah, I got plenty of those. I'll bring them in tomorrow. But I had forgot about that when I headed out. I guess it never occurred to me when I don't know. I guess I was thinking when I headed out to go to Ren that I might end up staying there. and going to work from there, because I did make a point to grab my hat and my vest and my name tag for work, as well as put my paint pens in my left pocket and my scraper knives in my right pocket. For some reason, I'm rolling with 2 of those. I'm not really sure how that ended up happening. At one point, I know I lost one, and then I got another one from Barry. And at some point, the one that was missing found its way back to me. Anyway, there's 2 in my pocket. It's ridiculous. I don't need 2 in my pocket. 2 paint pens is a good thing. Paint pens likely to fail, but the scraper knives, I mean, they get dull, but they don't fail. And I can scrape paint off with a dull one. That's not a big deal. So, wow. I'm not sure if the video caught it, but I noticed the guy whose fence is always getting it smashed put a bright reflector on it. Of course, that's not effective when he's got his car parked there. But I was able to see it a little bit. I thought I saw that the other day, but then he keeps parking his car there, so it kind of nullifies the whatever effectiveness that reflector has to stop people from seeing his place. So people do see his place and not plow into his fence. I wonder if maybe his homeowner's insurance went up because of it, because it's been hit so many times. But I would imagine it's always the other people hitting it that are responsible. But I wouldn't be surprised if he's had at least one of those be hit and runs. So the statistics for hit and runs in Arizona are pretty alarming. Other things I want to talk about, I've been showing Priscilla screenshots of how much money is on offer working over at Factor, and she actually decided that maybe that's something she wanted to go do with me, because dang, at this point they're offering $40 bonuses, and it's making the shifts worth about $210. So she's although I think they're just doing that with food production, not with fulfillment, which that's fine. I mean, I'll work whatever. They'd put that kind of money on it, I'll get my feet wet and go back to sanitation. I don't care. That's good money for a night's work. At least it is in my world. So anyway, I sent her a link to WorkWhile to sign up, and it used to be if I signed up somebody for WorkWhile, that when they completed their first shift, they got a $10 bonus, and I got a $10 bonus. And when I sent her the link, I was shocked to see that they've stepped that up to $50. So, wow. I don't know if that's because they're really trying to get more people to sign up in Phoenix to cover that Factor account. Because I got the feeling they must, if they're willing to put that kind of extra money on Factor, they must be making some pretty good money for providing them labor, and must be really concerned about losing the account. On that note, hey, check the video description and sign up for WorkWhile and use my code, and you might get $50 when you complete your first job extra on top of the job. Who knows what they're going to be offering by the time this video posts. At the rate I'm going, it's probably not going to be for 2 months. But anyway, thanks for coming with me on the drive. And yeah, today was a good day.